I mean, this time was always going to be kind of weird because a lot of our friends' birthdays run on this around this time. So we usually do things and everything falls on Saturday. I don't know why it does, but it's just how it is. And then John felt like getting married. I don't know why. He does.
Honestly,
He doesn't even know why. Honestly, when you ask him, he's just like, "Bro, I should have never done this." That's basically what he said.
the reception, the ceremony.
I mean, the whole thing, the money investment is basically what he was saying.
Well, it's a
Think,
good thing I gave him that gift. So
yeah, I ain't give him shit. My presence was his present. All right.
Sab says was like, I here's an IOU.
I'm not even gonna play games with him. I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, you ain't getting shit." But thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
Broke,
It was a lot of
broke
fun.
adults out here.
It was a bitch getting home though. I'll say that. Terrible.
What time did you get home again? It
I
was
got
like
home at like 2,
two. Yeah.
1:32. Yeah, because I was in fucking Jersey. I got a ride back to New York, but we were all the way uptown in the Bronx. So they were just like, "Yeah, man, just take the 2 train down." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll get home tomorrow." And they were just like, "That's fine. That's fine, but you'll get home though, right?" All right. So
John's dad dropped you all off.
yeah. John's
But it
dad.
was you, Alden, else.
Yeah, me, Alden, and John's family basically. It was fun. They're delightful people. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Goons and Goblins. It's been quite a while since we've been able to say hello to you, um, but I'm happy to be here. I don't know what we're doing today. Really don't. I'm gonna let these lovely people dictate that for me and try to use my improv skills or whatever's left of them to figure this one out. We're supposed to have Galloway here, but I don't. Circumstances did not put that in our favor. But maybe she'll show up later, and if that happens, then you just got something you didn't expect. So that's a little extra. We should probably charge you for that one. Um, but yeah, last time we were playing, we were deep. Well, not really deep, but we were inside the fire giant's lair here, up top. Well, not up top, but on the face of Mount Mentiri. You guys beat a fire giant. Very clever way to to navigate your way through what I thought was going to be some tough combats, but apparently it was too easy. So we'll have to ramp up the difficulty for later. As, I still haven't found an effective way to challenge you guys yet, and I'm sorry for that. So we'll
No,
we'll,
no, no,
we'll
no, no, no. Near death. You know, sometimes when you're near death, things awaken you.
you guys have never been near death.
It was.
You guys have never been near death.
Oh my
not
god! Look
not
at
what
me.
But he,
not what I
I'm a
would
veteran
qualify
D and
as
D
near death.
player. I've seen real death.
Not what I would qualify as near death. You want to know what near death is? 2 death saves failed, and you next up. That's near death. If we're not there yet, you're not near death at all. You haven't had to roll a d20 once for your life. That's it. All chips on the table. Then nah, you haven't been near death. So we'll be working on getting you guys there in the future. Don't worry. Maybe multiples of you. Who knows? But that's my fault for being just like too easy of a DM here. Um, for allowing you guys to run over me this entire time. Uh, but we'll figure it out. But what's really important is that you guys got to long rest. You guys really made it to that checkpoint and were able to get your 8 hours of sleep on the bed of a fire giant, which is very fun. Um, while you guys were investigating the room, you came across a very interesting portrait of sorts that, after a lot of observing and kind of like meddling with, Alcis was able to open something there
Can't close
through,
it.
yeah, through the through the gaze of a purple flame. And yeah, we will pick it up right 8 hours later. the next day, where I actually have mad tabs I gotta open up. I'm really not on the ball. I'm out of practice. But you guys are up, and you guys could deal with things however you wish. I'll be right here to figure out if I know what's going on. Nothing.
I
Nothing.
just
Okay.
suddenly wake up and I'm like laid out in front of the painting door. Is the door still open?
Um, like, is the painting still active?
Yeah,
Basically,
still active.
yeah,
Even after all these
it hasn't gone away. No,
intensity still the same.
intensity still the same. Hasn't really fluctuated in that sense, and you still feel like like it's trying to get you to go through. And
Oh,
you're the only one in the party that feels it.
I'll let that. So 8 hours, right?
Yes,
I would say we had a long rest.
that's what I just said.
Even James, even though he's just been like swinging
My bad.
around,
Yeah, it's okay.
sniffing his
Don't worry
life
about
away.
Yeah, why not? We can go with that. Yeah, basically, as you wake up, things are unchanged around you. But you guys can give me perception checks if you wish. I'll say at first glance, things seem to be the same.
16.
Natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Cool.
Minor.
So as awesome as you all kind of like stir awake, at the same time, Jiraz isn't in the room with you.
Damn. Is there any like evidence of did he leave anything behind?
No,
He's
He
he didn't leave
just
anything behind. No,
he just
but
there's like no dirt somewhere on the ground that kind of points to like the direction he went off in.
you
You hunt.
give me a survival check.
Jeez. How's it 15?
Second. Oh, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got what you presume would be his footsteps, or I should say humanoid footsteps that you know aren't yours. Uh, exiting the room, going back towards the main hallway in the direction you came in.
hmm.
Navi, do you remember what if he said anything about looking for someone or something? Or like any direction he was going into because he says he has to go find it. He doesn't
In
know where
his
he's going. He just knows he has to go.
so in his own perverse way, we are on the same path.
Okay.
It's his reasonings behind it that worry me. And then this is where I begin to tell them again about the rogue sect and everything, and how his mind was fractured, and now he has this contract with what's his name again?
Mordai.
Mordai. So yeah. So leaving him out on his own, he's obviously been able to keep some sense of himself up until this point. But he feels like he owes Mordai more than he thinks. And if we're on the right path, if we're on the same path, then I think he's probably going to. He's using his own knowledge of what he's gathered so far since he's been undercover for so long, and he's left. I know that for sure. Where I don't know. Don't know if he told me everything, but I think right now he's not much of a threat, but later on it could become a problem.
For who? I don't mean us.
I look at Dick.
It's dangerous.
I look at Dick and I say,
Oh fuck.
for
Mm,
for many.
mm. Do you think it's worth like trying to look for him? Because we don't know when he left.
We don't know where he's left. Again, he's not a threat right now.
I meant like when. Like we don't know when he left.
We don't know when he's left. But
Oh.
if he was a threat, he would have done something to us before he left.
I look into that to see how long it's been since he's left.
Survival check.
How fresh is this dirt?
30-20.
Woo!
A couple hours.
Couple hours.
The
And it took
end.
us a couple hours to get here. That's like fighting. Yeah. Okay. So what are we doing here?
Well, we just needed to rest. I don't
Oh, yeah.
see any other reason to be here.
Got everything we needed. I'll go back to look at the painting for flaming fire. Can I please to look and see if there's any sign to close it that has nothing to do with me? Go through
Give
like a
me
little
an
hint.
give me an Arcana check.
I just rock did it close it? I don't know what does. 18?
No visible way to close it that you could think of. This would be the only way that you're pretty sure it would close is if you walk through it. Yes, and that information very much doesn't make you feel so good.
Okay, cool. Navi, what can you tell me about where the fuck does this lead to again?
Give
Was
me
that what
one
they said in the
second.
letters? It said in the letters? Hold up. I know
To clarify, you have no idea where this leads.
Yeah, we don't know where
I-
it leads. I just know all I
Yeah.
did was just read a bunch of scrolls and journals.
Yeah, nothing in the scrolls gave any
Usos, there we go.
indication. Actually, had no mention of this portrait at all.
Mm-hmm.
The Buthos city.
Honestly, the only thing I can assume, after reading it and finding out that this city is where it's at, the only thing that we can assume right now is best case scenario, it leads to the city. Worst case scenario, it leads to the city. That means we will, if it does lead to the city, that means we will have to be up against an unknown number of giants just like him.
But it seems like they don't really care.
With everything going on, Dick is just gonna take off his rub
Okay.
baby oil.
Okay.
One more time? What do you mean by that?
Where'd you get? All right. If we move on from this, are we gonna be okay with like a potential danger of someone with that flaming door?
I
I'm
think,
sorry.
honestly, if
I mean, like nothing came out of it in the 8 hours that we were just resting,
exactly,
right?
No.
Right?
Nothing.
Okay.
so let's assume that it's a one-way trip.
And I'll just to clarify it so your characters feel a little better about that question that Alsa's just asked. Your survival checks, both of them were passing for what they were being asked to get. Would also clarify that there are no stray footprints or anything that you would have seen in your kind of run around the room. So you're very confident that there was nothing moving around you while you were sleeping.
So we move on from this room. Do we have any sort of systems that we can replace? That anyone has? Let us know.
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up a little bit.
Damn it! No, we're not doing this again. Does anyone have any arm system like thing that has
I
move on from this
I
room?
do. I do.
Just in case.
I
Because like I want to move on from this room, but I
However,
just want us to like
however, I do have to be within a certain distance if it is triggered for me to get the trigger. So I will have to be at least within a mile.
oh, laying it all on the table. I just say we just go and just hope
What now?
we leave.
Okay. I'll start working towards the portal.
He's just waiting for the signal.
Oh, we're going through the portal?
Wait, what? No.
No?
No.
Stop it.
Okay.
We're not doing it?
No.
I thought that's what we was talking about this whole time.
No. We're talking about not going to the. We're talking about going to the further into the mountain.
Fucking Jelly got a
Right?
fucking chubby just now. He was like, "We're going?"
I was like, I didn't mention anything. I was like, hell, are we going through the portal? I didn't know we were doing that.
What the fuck? But let's put it to a vote. What we doing?
The mountain.
I'm heading back down the way we came.
So you guys came down into this. So you would be heading up
We're
if you're
up.
trying to get out of this place. You're heading up.
Yep.
If you just want to see like sunlight again.
And we don't
Yeah.
see any other like corridors or tunnel systems.
So, what was previously mentioned in this area is that there's another direction on this floor that you guys never went through, which was way more heated than this side of the kind of place was. But once you killed the fire giant, well, it's still hot just because of the nature of it. But it definitely like the temperature went down slightly inside this place, so it's not like you're actively like profusely sweating the whole time you're here like you were when the fire giant was active. So there's a whole other way. You don't know if there's anything down there because you guys haven't checked it. You guys kind of just went into this one spot and walked through the door, and that's it. And also there's stairs here that were under that you guys found under a rug as well, that you can do. So you have the other side, which you don't know what's over there. Downstairs, you don't know what's over there, and portal, don't know what's over there. And you could also just leave if you want.
I think
So you have a few directions you can go.
I vote that we take the stairs.
Stairs going up.
No, downstairs going down.
Stairs going down.
The other heated
The
room?
stairs going up from here would lead you right back out of the mountain.
And the stairs going down is like where it's still.
No, so the other way, the other corridor is the hot spot. This the stairs is something new. We just don't know about it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Last session, you guys were debating whether to do portal or stairs before we ended.
I think stairs.
If you want to do stairs, like both are viable, buddy.
Listen,
work.
if we,
Portal, but let's do
we go-
stairs.
listen, if we do the portal, it will be the longest detour ever.
I mean, James, you could go through the portal if you want.
That's true. Will the portal accept you? Is the question. I opened it.
You don't
wouldn't
know.
accept me.
You're
I mean,
a man.
it's kind
James
of
You're a
Bond.
man
open.
of
It's only
science,
open.
right?
What if it's only open for the caster, not for anyone else? That's what I'm afraid of. Let's say I went through it first and it just closes. Like, separate from you. I threw Oh my.
The portal's the tempting part of it. The stairs are the practical part of it. It's
I'll
like,
do
are
it.
you doing it for the content or not? Like,
If
It'll
Leviticus
be
was
like
here.
he would have blew skadooed right into the portal.
he would have followed him.
He would have grogged right into there.
Yeah, Dick would have followed him without knowing what happened, and then we would have been off in that direction regardless.
So stairs.
Man, let's do stairs.
I'm going to lift the rug again. Is there like any markings or letters around it? Anything that
No.
might seem out of place?
No.
Is it locked?
So so just a refresher, it was a big ass like hatch you guys had to like flip over, which is like comically big considering this is a fire giant's room. So you guys did have to do it, but you can do it again. It's very hard to be like careful with it because it's so big. So the amount of control you have over it, basically you'd be like if you were to like pull it over, you just slam it on the floor on the other side. Unless someone wanted to stay there and try to grab it on its way down, which would be
Bet.
quite the
I'm
athletic
10 feet
check.
4. I got it.
Okay.
Dick, help him, please.
Right.
The only other strong man.
You guys can give me athletic checks as you guys try to flip the door open.
Eighteen.
Okay. All right, Dick. Let's see that athletics check. Totally fine. You guys catch it.
Okay.
Like when the door flips over, you can feel it like push down on you, but with both of you together. It's like big strong men holding it up. And then like gently putting it down, revealing this huge, like humongous staircase going down further than the eye could see.
Is it pitch dark?
Yeah, you would be relying on dark vision to see it, and your dark vision only extends 60 feet. So past that, you don't see a goddamn thing.
Light them.
So are we heading into the great unknown, or what are we doing?
I'm going to pull out a torch, light it, and begin walking down the staircase.
So it's just me and Dick that has dark vision. Who?
I don't have dark vision.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh no.
Did I? Am I missed?
Dick has the goggles, doesn't he?
I do have goggles.
He has dark vision. Yeah.
I'll start walking behind James.
Yeah, you guys start walking down. What's up?
I didn't need it. I had dark vision.
Yeah, you have dark vision. Most of you should have dark vision. Like, well, actually not anymore because we got more humans. So humans don't have dark vision. Changelings do not, but he has the goggles. Alsus is a Dragon Blood, which I think has dark vision. Dragonborns, did you know? Weirdly enough, most Dragonborns don't have dark vision.
Is my character creation an anomaly? That's all I keep hearing this whole entire campaign.
Well, no, Wildmount Dragonborns get dark vision because they were smart enough to do that. Because I don't see why dragons don't have dark vision. It's just very weird to me. Like,
Thinks about House of the Dragon.
yeah, the motherfuckers live in the dark. They see everything. Yeah, you guys using the most practical item, the torch, just as
Listen, it still helps.
No, it does. It begins to descend down this staircase, very narrow. This solid kind of stone to the side of the staircase, not really giving you any room. Marching order is James in front. Navi behind him. Who is behind Navi?
Me.
Alsus. All right. Alsus in the middle. Who's fourth? And who's in the back?
In the back.
All right. So my heart in the back and take a fourth. You guys coming down here. Walking down with your torch, having a good old day. You go down for several minutes of just straight walking. You hear your footsteps over and over and over, and as you're heading down, it quickly reveals at the end of the staircase. It doesn't even give into a hallway. It continues to go. To give an estimate of time here, this would have been a long walk for the fire giant. Like, to give that. And being that you're a fraction of the size, I would say it's about 4 times as long of a walk for you. So you're walking for about 20 minutes here. Just just getting down to this door that looks, how do I even describe this? Reinforced, guarded beyond belief, like the heaviest looking and most secure door you've ever seen. Just made of pure steel.
More secure than Bozo's?
Bozo's looks like child's play compared to this one. Bozo's whole thing was, I want locks. This is the make of this thing is pristine.
Bozo.
Imagine me and Bozo way back.
He's the one that got him the Pixies.
Mm-hmm.
What are they trying to hide? What are they holding back?
Anyone here? Nobody here reads Primordial, right?
I can if you give me 10 minutes.
You can try to take 10 minutes and see if I'll give you that.
All right, I'll ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
While he's doing that for 10 minutes, can I just investigate the door?
Sure, you can give me an investigation check.
Also investigate the door.
Sure, give me an investigation check. Tell me what you guys are looking for.
Well, whatever I'm trying to look for, it's a 5, so it doesn't fuck. I'm trying to see if there's any draconic shit on it.
So here's the thing. The door is foreign in make. You could tell that this was probably made by like that giant society. So the way that they construct and they make things seems foreign. So looking for things is a bit harder on it.
Like,
and that's how I'll explain that 8. You're not really getting it. Plus you're fighting with your torch. As you're looking around it, it's very tall as well. So like you have to like go upstairs and like hold out the torch to see different segments of the door, because you can never catch the door all at once.
And can Dick?
What is Dick want to do?
Since we need the torch to get everything. Sorry for. Anyways, I just said if I could look for anything draconic, but you know I got a 5, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, you could have tried to look for something draconic. Doesn't mean you're gonna find anything.
Okay, well then, boom.
Doesn't appear to be anything draconic there.
Like,
Dick and Reinhardt, what you guys want to do, if anything?
That was my fucking 10 minutes.
Dick gonna do some
No.
push-ups.
You can do push-ups. Give me an athletics check. Let's see how many push-ups you do.
Who kept doing push-ups at parties?
John
Ed.
Ed, yeah. He didn't do any push-ups at his wedding. That was disappointing.
Wait, what?
John didn't do any push-ups at his wedding.
He should have.
Very disappointing. Waste of a night. All right, so 10. I mean, something about the situation is making it hard for you. You're a bit winded pretty quick. I don't know what's going on. Your push-up game is kind of slacking right now. Sadness. Okay. That's all I got for you, bro. Reinhardt, anything?
I'll also investigate the door. Why not?
What are you looking for?
Anything of interest?
What are you looking for?
All right, structural integrity.
What
What can I do
interest,
to this
Reinhardt?
door?
Yeah.
What
What
can I
interest,
do to this door to take it down?
Investigation check.
Is there like a weakness, a crack?
The door is
Hmm?
the doors make us foreign, so you got to be a little bit more specific about what you're searching for. As a broad search is going to be a bit harder, especially being that you're in pitch darkness outside of the view of the torch for people.
I hate that our roles are like in character for this.
Um, you're not seeing any structural weakness here. You don't know if you can like muscle your way through it or not. Nothing about your investigation is giving you any new information.
This door's made out of metal.
It is made out of metal. It's a thick metal door.
Like, yep, that's metal, all right.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's check my inventory.
You know, this feels like SpongeBob and Patrick going, That's me right now.
Open sesame.
I don't know if this is
As
a
you say
typo.
that, the door. No. What happened?
I don't know if this is incorrect, but I have a couple explosive seeds in my inventory.
Um, I don't know if that's correct either because you've made grenades out of your explosive seeds in the past.
Yeah. So I don't really know.
I'm gonna say, well, you wouldn't have any seeds. You'd just have blasting powder if that was the case. I don't think you have the seeds. I think you've used them.
Okay. But blasting powder also works with what I think to do next.
Yeah.
Is there a way I could take that blasting powder, try and like make some sort of explosive so that it like blows up a section of the door? Because big
Sure.
giant door.
I mean, yeah, you can try.
So what do you need me to do exactly?
Okay. This is what I need you to do. So this door, for reference, it doesn't look like there's like no knob, no place where a lock could be seen either.
But it's secure.
It is secure. You've tried to maneuver it and move it, and it ain't moving. Ain't going. So where you can put the blasting powder to have the most effect is not known to you, but you are free to place it on, like lean it on the door and explode it without a check. You can do that.
Could I make a check to see where the most effective place to put it is?
Sure. Give me another investigation check.
Please God. Jesus Christ, I got one more than the last time. Flash of Genius. Let's boost it up to 14.
Sure. Every bit of this door seems just as secure as the rest of it with a 14. So it, to you, probably doesn't even matter.
Looks secure to me.
Guess it doesn't matter. So I guess it should be close enough to where we could all get in on the ground floor. So I guess a bit of ways from the party, just start setting up right where I could, like right on the ground level, the human size, just nice little arch.
The door, the final boss. Let's go. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. That's fine. These are things that you could reasonably do without a check. Everything's okay here. Here. Just tell me when you want to make it go boom.
Have I fixed Jack yet?
I can say you did, yeah. That's fine.
Okay. I have him light it. Just ignite it so that it starts the fire trail.
Jack 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, the fire trail goes, and how much blasting powder do you have? Did you just have it under like 1?
Yeah, it's just one.
Okay, so mark it off first of all.
Yeah, let's get that out of here.
Let's keep track of our inventory a bit. Let's
My bad, bro. But
no, that's fine. I do the same thing in my games. I'd be happy like, oh shit, I don't have that anymore. Click. Roll damage. Roll me what was the damage for the blasting powder? Should have said it. All right.
Nope, no idea. I have
Roll
I
me
have
three
grenade
d8. Then.
damage.
Roll me 3d8.
Right. I named it, so could just click it. Nice and easy.
Oh, that's really good. As you guys all hear the boom, it just go off in front of the door. Smoke everywhere in this very confined area, just coughing everywhere. And as um, what you're finding happening here is that like the smoke isn't clearing out because there's nowhere for it to go. Like,
Up the stairs?
yeah, so like it's slowly moving upwards, but you're just like what it gives you information. It's just like there's no space for the smoke to get through like through the door either. Um, so it will go up as the smoke leaves and you guys get your vision back on the door. It looks unfazed.
I could say I gave it a college try. I will take a seat until we do something else. Thinking of other options.
Just take a seat on the steps. Just it's like, well, I tried. I just can't no more.
I can't. I simply can't.
And I with my shield, I just put it up against the door and see if it does anything.
You look like a crazy person putting your shield up to the door.
So it's like, let me see if it does anything.
What
Did anything
type
happen?
of ground is beneath the door?
Stone.
Ooh, yeah. If
No!
I like disturb the stone under it at all, will it like mess up the door
You
or
don't
like
know.
do something to it?
You don't know because you haven't disturbed the stone.
Well, here we go. I'm gonna hit it with an earth tremor at second level beneath it, so where it'll affect the stone beneath the door.
Awesome. What does it turn to stone? It makes it into what, difficult terrain? Okay. Roll me damage too.
10.
Okay. It's hard to like qualify like what actually happens to the stone beneath it, like because there's really no specifics there on like what happens. But you kind of like this very like neat put together, like you can tell paved stoneway that you guys are standing on. Um, like you make it more jagged and like rigid and fucked up. Like it's fucked up under it. It doesn't seem to have any effect directly on the door, as the door doesn't move. Um, but the stone is thoroughly fucked with.
And it doesn't leave like a little like divot.
No, nothing. No, that spell wouldn't like dig a hole or anything under it.
And
It
we
would.
make a hole now though, since it's messed up.
You can certainly try. Yeah. I would say that after this will qualify as 10 minutes of trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Navi's comprehend languages comes on for the primordial that is on the door, and it says pathway to Vuthos. Only the worthy may pass.
Oh my god.
So guys, I know we thought that the portal, which it very well may be, a path to the city, but this definitely is the path to the city.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
I'm going
Go
to
on.
I'm going to take my parchment and ink, and I'm just going to jot down the actual letters in primordial, and then I'm gonna put what it says right under it.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me know when you're done. I'm gonna breathe a little. If anything happens.
Well, I'm done. However, comma pause for effect. I'm gonna walk quite a bit of ways behind you with this torch, and then you can do whatever you want. So I'm gonna go about 60 feet behind her.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
with
like
Navi. I'm right next to
So
him.
That's it, just a little.
60 feet behind her would be like 60 feet up the stairs. Like I'm saying that there's really no
Oh.
space between that and this. It's really not.
Oh,
This
then
is a narrow corridor that you're in.
Then I'll just be up the stairs a little bit.
Yeah, he's just upstairs. Just
That's fine.
I'll be like 10 feet in front of Navi, just in case.
You guys are like at the edges of your dark vision, just looking down. Like, okay.
Is James gonna say
Okay.
something?
So, okay.
I simply did.
Only the worthy may enter. Alsa's is a lock. That's fine. She opened the portal upstairs. They obviously might go to the same place. Or not.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. I also
How does one become worthy?
Quick
so
question.
so what I do is little whew, fire, a wisp of fire onto the door.
Okay.
uh,
Mark off your breath weapon attack. For doing that. And your fire hits. Roll me damage.
Where's my breath weapon? It's been so long.
Yeah. Getting a bunch of these. Just roll me damage. you gotta see what's happening. Just don't worry about it. Just roll me damage.
There it is.
Okay. You use your breath weapon. You breathe fire onto this door. Kind of searing, like just putting everything you got into it. Figure it out. When you stop and you look at the door, it looks exactly the same.
Wait. Oh my god. All right, cool. That's a door. Who wants to turn?
Okay.
I don't think
So-
you should have a try.
I'm gonna just say this, just in case we didn't establish this. Okay. I think the concept. I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Ever since my little blasting powder fiasco failed, this is a giant door. We need more sustainable fire, probably to open this. This ain't it. What we got ain't it. Is what I'm saying.
Good question. What happened to the fire giant's body when we killed him?
Did it just magically disappear?
Is he still there? Or did he did he fizzle away? Or...
No, you're still there.
I thought the body wasn't rated, right?
No, you guys didn't raid the body.
Yeah, because we had a way. Are you trying to see if there's like a key on it or something?
Worthy, he's got to have something on him, probably. I mean, best chance we got.
Give me intelligence check, Navi.
$17.
Ooh.
17.
Ooh.
You read through all the notes that he had here,
Mhm.
and apparently he couldn't get home because he wasn't ready.
And I'll relay that.
Yeah, worthiness came up several times in the notes that you read, with the concept of it. Yep, and the fact that he was just to give a summary, he was separated. He's in the above world. He's separated from Vuthos, so He is trying to get back. He wants to see his people again, but he hasn't been able to do that. So, yeah, you killed him.
He was trying to kill us.
Yeah, no, you guys totally justified in killing such an innocent and tragic character.
We came into his house while he was trying to go back to his home.
Yeah, just
Then we killed him. I mean, really, it's not only him, his pets, his friends. Like,
Full on slept in his house.
It had to be done.
I mean, they really did.
I want to raise. I want my money.
Back at it. We did
Did
this.
not agree to kill civilians. I want my money.
I think we should head back. I feel like we're kind of wasting time here.
The portal then, or to the body?
I think we need to keep on keeping on.
Sure.
I think we should probably head back, gather ourselves. There's still a bigger picture here, and we have no idea if this is even related to it right now.
Oh. Wow.
Unless there's something else you want to do with the door.
Anyone else try anything? All four of us tried something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys are. Yeah. All right, no problem, Ponte. You guys are all like. Yeah, you guys.
I looked the body on our way out.
I'll say this because you guys didn't. You guys kind of went right into the. Or I should say, Navi went right into like checking, like going into the virtual casting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys never checked if this door was magic or anything like that.
What?
Gonna put that out there. You guys didn't check to see if the door was magic or not.
I thought that would wanted us to be. Got you there. You got me there.
That's why I asked specifically what you guys were checking for.
We already moved.
That's what I'm saying. So you guys do know that. But yeah, you guys could just leave.
I'll do an Arcana check. If there's any magically binding agent on it that keeps it closed.
It does. Yeah, of course there is.
Huh?
Yeah, there is. No check needed. It's very obvious.
Oh, bastard. So why the fuck you?
Why what?
And why would you let me try to check to see if I could like figure something out? What it requires.
Give me Arcana check then.
Hey. 10.
It's a door. It's a magic door.
Yep, that's a magic door.
It's one of the magiciest doors you've ever seen magicked.
It's steel.
It's
closed. Stored.
Yeah, it's the sinister combo of steel, locked, and magicked. It's menacing.
Standing there.
Menacing. Everyone just knows it, bro. SpongeBob goaded in the streets. Yeah, so you guys could start heading back if you wish. Nothing wrong with that. You guys head back. You guys are back upstairs. It takes you another good 20 minutes, this time going upstairs. So those with bad knees, you feeling not good right now.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Arthritis kicking in, and then 10 minutes into it.
And we're just aging, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You guys make your way outside. You guys make your way outside of that staircase, coming through the hatch again, back into the room. Portal still same way.
All right.
I think we should investigate the body at this point.
All right, cool. I'll do that. I'll just
I'm looting them anyway, so.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna sit cross-legged in front of the door. See if anything gets revealed to me.
Yeah, you said in front of the portal. You're gonna do that?
Yeah, in front of the portal.
Sure, inside check the portal. How about you do that? How you inside check the portal? Let's see what you get.
Other it telling me you should just go through. Like, like that. Maybe there's something else.
We'll see if you roll high enough to even get that.
I got a lot.
it would really, really like you to go through it.
Though, like, what about me? Everyone else?
It's not giving you any. It's not talking to you. It's just giving you the vibe.
Is it giving her the vibe to something I get the vibe from the spear?
No, not in the same way. There are different forces behind both of those things, for damn sure. You go back to loot the body. The body's still there, hasn't moved.
Mhm.
You guys have left it there for 8 hours, so it is kind of just chilling. Um,
Rigor mortis.
yeah. Um, Reinhardt, because you were the first one on this, so you'll get the first to interact with it. Um, you start looking through his body. First thing you see, obviously, is his weapon, big ass sword, just 3 times your size, kind of big. Like, it's not that big, but it's significantly larger than you are as a person.
I carry it.
Okay, you can carry it, but both your hands are now taken, and you can't take attacks or cast spells while you're holding it.
Someone is going to want to buy this. I'm taking this with me.
Okay, yeah, the sword is there, and you can do that. It's finely made. Doesn't look crude at all. Looks like somebody who knew what they were doing made this.
I wonder if you can use it to.
Yeah. You give me an investigation check though, as you look like further around into this body. Give me advantage with it too, by the way, because I feel like you have a lot of experience looting bodies.
Nope, 7.
Couldn't find a damn thing.
Experience making bodies, not looting them. All right, I don't.
No, yeah. In my canon, which is the canon that matters, you have experience looting bodies, so that's canon now. You get backstory. Yeah, so you couldn't find anything, but you got a big ass sword though. You got a huge ass sword. You can't wield it, but yeah, it's a big ass sword. What's everybody else doing?
I was going to look at the body too.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Investigation. 15.
Okay. The rolls today have been exceptionally mediocre, and I love it. You also find that there's nothing on the body. But with the 15, you realize that the body's already been rummaged through.
Fucking
Fucking.
Jiraz.
He didn't take the sword. This could have made him a fortune.
He couldn't
He would
take the
he
forward.
would have died trying to drag that sword.
Oh.
He would have still been right there trying to drag it away hours later.
Does it look like anything has been like untied or uncinched?
Interesting. Give me a perception check.
Like where a book
17.
might be.
There,
Woo!
yeah. So this is you just recalling what he looked like when you first saw him. And it seemed like there's like a satchel that was around his waist that was missing. Like not something that goes all around his waist because that would be very big, but just like a pouch that was there. Like his belt is still there holding up other stuff, but he didn't really have anything in there. It was mostly just to hold his armor in place, make him look fit. Like his appearance was important to him. Like how he presented himself was very important, as you can tell by his announcers and everything. He thought highly of himself. With that perception check, you're like, man, this guy really had self-confidence, kind of. It had a limit once you started reading, but he gave the perception of someone who had confidence. He always exuded it.
Wasn't worthy yet.
Wasn't worthy yet, and he ate him alive.
So, who wants to go down the other corridor?
Could I investigate also?
Okay. You can
The
investigate
body.
you can investigate the body. Are you looking for anything different? Like, is
I'm
there
looking
is there a
for-
specific angle that you're looking at when you're coming to look at this? Like, what's the mindset here?
I'm looking for something that would be like normal size for him, but I could like improvise. Like for myself. So like if it's like a shoelace, like I can
Okay.
use as a rope.
Okay, give me
I mean, like you're
investigate.
trying to get something that's like you're gonna MacGyver it.
Yeah.
Give me investigation.
Just rips a plate of armor
multi-purpose,
off of him, slaps it on himself.
multi-purpose tool.
Yeah, just
Yes.
one whole plate. Just one whole plate of his big ass armor. He had heavy armor on for him.
Nope.
Shit, bro. So yeah, let's see. A lace. Let's do that, right? So, like a lace that would have been like holding part of his armor there. If it to you is more like a rope, like a thick, kind of like tightly woven rope, a noose of sorts. So you have a noose, a lace noose.
I can do something with. I'm gonna tie it up like a.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Stealing from giants is
That's
funny.
Oh yeah.
Are there any special like writing on his armor? Does he have any like tattoos or markings on himself?
Oh, interesting. He definitely would. He has tattoos. There are tattoos that go around his body. Nothing like words or anything like that. They're mostly just like symbolism. Like, it would be like tribal tattoos in a way. Yeah.
And nothing on his armor.
No, nothing on his armor. No. Armor is chilling in a way. Yeah, that's fine. It's finally made. It's very good metal, but he's okay in the sense that you guys give it a that doesn't require a check because you're kind of just like looking over it. Unless you wrote it really tiny, which should be counterintuitive.
Can I deduce from this that
Mhm.
if the armor was made from his home or if it was made from somewhere else?
Um.
Like it, like me. So like my thought process is: was it given to him by, let's say, the people we're after?
Okay. Um. The make of the armor that he has on is stark different from all of the weaponry and armor that is made in kind of like this homemade smithy that he has here that James was working on before. It looks like it's different, and you could tell that it's made not here. Whatever was made was not made by him in this place. To draw the conclusion that it came from like Vuthos, where he comes from, you don't have enough information to make that deduction. You just know that if it's not from here, what other place can make giant armor? So it would be a reasonable assumption.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna keep that tidbit to myself. All right, guys.
Quick question.
Oh, go ahead, good sir.
Quick question. Do we plan on catching up to Jiraz?
I thought we weren't. We were gonna just let him go because.
He has
Oh, wait,
two. He has.
I'm not even in this room. Never mind.
He has.
Shut up.
He has at least 2.5 hours on us.
I assume if he's this far gone and we already spent time downstairs, that's already adding on more on top of it. He's probably going to do what he's already doing, or he's on the way to do it.
Yeah.
So
I'd say like given the time you guys were spent doing everything, he's about 3.5 hours on you.
I think it'll be okay to assume that we'll cross paths with him again anyway.
what happens then? Because if I'm not mistaken, he's just used us to get to a location. Stayed there, played dead, watched while we fought with our lives on the line, and dipped. I'm gonna shoot him, is what I'm saying. If we see him again, he's probably dead.
Hang him. And I take out my lasso.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting in front of the portrait and I get a shiver down my spine. Now back to you guys.
Dick is just gonna take off his jeans. He's gonna put it in his bag.
Okay. Sure. That's totally fine.
and his shoes.
Okay.
Just whatever you can make money off of.
He's gonna like tie the lasso like in his gonna make it like as a belt.
Yeah, it fits pretty well as a belt if you like knot it a few times.
Yeah.
It looks big. It looks like a Street Fighter character would wear, like the big oversized rope, like a Goken belt or something like that.
Like what Sasuke wore?
Yeah, it's obnoxious. It looks heavy. Yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, what? Sure, that's fine.
Let's explore this place then.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I think.
I
Yeah,
mean,
might as well.
this is probably the reason why there's some heat in Komoda.
It's probably why the land is so rich.
Before we go, is there any more like laces on the giant so that I can tie like the sword in my back?
Um, I mean, there's more laces, but tying the sword to your back, you can do it, but your speed will be reduced in half. Like,
Story.
speed will be reduced in half. You'll have to make con checks every so often and get exhaustion. It's fucking heavy, dude.
Yeah, never mind.
It's fucking heavy. I don't know how else I could spell it out, but it's
Would he be able?
say what you're gonna say. There are no bad ideas here.
If we this is pretty bad. We could put in the bag of holding.
It wouldn't fit.
My bag of holding?
Yeah.
Their bag of holding? Whose bag of holding?
So
That
the,
was
Oh.
cool.
so the
We-
bag of holding has dimensions in a fit space that just happens to be in a pocket dimension. There's no angle that you could put this sword in the bag of holding.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It would rip the bag of holding, which means everything that's in it would fall out.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with carrying it. I'm good. Yeah.
Which would be kind of annoying. There's some stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the plan now?
I'm gonna start
You guys
walking
got-
towards the corridor.
Absolutely no.
I'm going to cast Dancing Lights because I just remembered I had that.
Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, dancing lights is fine. You could have that on you if you wish. Just a reminder that this part of like this floor, you did have some light as there's like some light seeping out of the rocks on the wall kind of thing, like almost like a I try to like envision it like a molting pattern, like for like lava or anything, but it's not exactly like hot to the touch or anything.
Kind of like veins.
Yeah. It's like it's magma colored veins running through the walls of it. So you can have it up just in case you fall into that. But
Yeah.
again, it's not going to increase your vision right now because your vision is fine at the moment. Yeah. So you guys can take your walk back to the corridor. It's not a very long walk back as you kind of just pass by the hallway again where you guys fought the flame elementals. You pass by the hallway where the led to the side room where the dogs were being held, and you kind of reach the corridor back in the middle, which kind of gives you a view to the exit out of this place from where you're at. And then there is the complete other side that has been unexplored. Last time you were here in this middle corridor, the I'm just gonna say the left side of this floor was exuding extreme heat more so than the right side, and this kind of why you guys chose to go the way you did. But that heat is no longer up and active, I should say. So you guys walk to that side. Give me perception checks, everybody.
19.
Sorry. Daniel.
I think I'm missing one. Am I?
Wait,
Did I also
we're
skip
back
one?
together?
Where were you? Did you separate from the group?
I
She was by the
I
portal.
said, yeah, I was gonna stay seated
Oh.
in by the portal.
Okay, so when they went to leave the room and went to the other side, did you go with them?
Oh.
Okay.
I said I was gonna just sit there
Oh.
and just stare while they were gonna go loot the box.
Okay. Well they've already done looting the body. They're going to the other side of the floor. They're going to the unexplored part of the floor.
You guys knew that I didn't go with you. I didn't say I was gonna go with you.
If you don't want to go, you don't have to go.
Yeah.
I'm still the portal.
Okay, cool.
Because I thought they were coming back.
Nah, they went further.
Ah!
It went beyond plus ultra.
Got caught lacking. Just looking at the portal.
Are
It's
you
like
sure you
you
wanna
catch
go?
yourself, you catch yourself like zoning out, and when you're like very focused on the fact that your friends haven't come back, you've inched a little closer to the portal without knowing it. But yeah, you guys, perception checks, copy. Reinhardt and Navi. Definitely picking up some humanoid footprints here. Resemble the prints that were around you. You could presume that Jiraz has been down this corridor in the time. You keep moving, and what's interesting about this, because you walk in this narrow hallway and it breaks into like another kind of bigger corridor. And what it looks is like if like a manufacturing plant was deactivated in a way, as there are. This is very hard to describe. I'll say they're like holes, like big holes, on like the corners of this room that if you I don't even want to give a check because it's funny. But just to give you the information, it's as if something that was like on fire coming through those holes has stopped. So the burn marks around it are still very visible and still rather fresh considering that this happened less than 24 hours ago. So you still you feel that like this when you get into this room, it's still quite hot in here. But you could if I'm trying to find the right words to figure this one out. It's offline. As we'll say, as you could tell, a lot of this room was created by a lot of this room's going ons, and the power source of here was pure heat that was created and kind of powered by the being who had conjured it. So the room looks barren, but looks as if it's been busy recently. It has that kind of like duality to it, in the sense that everything that was here that was working, including what you can presume were the workers, and even some of even a lot of the tools that were used here, you could tell were magical and conjured up by the being who was in charge. So you could tell that this fire giant had created his own kind of station where he was getting like power sources, and even you don't even know what the limits of that could have been with heat sources running through the whole way. You don't know. Give me just intelligence checks. Just raw intelligence checks to figure this out, because there's some cool information here, but I don't. I'm trying to figure out what's deserved and what's not. Bruh. Mid. The title is definitely correct. We're back at it.
Raw intelligence. Like just raw intelligence.
You're not in the room.
No, I know. I'm
So-
just saying because
Yeah, it's raw intelligence.
are you in the room?
Yeah. You want me to do it too?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Everybody's looking at this room at the same time. All right,
What
Dick.
is-
Always at the spots where you don't think he's gonna do it.
Everyone looking at this room is thinking to
Hmm.
like what extent was fire and magically conjured beings were running this place all at once. Being that you
Yep,
guys
it's
saw
true.
the fire elemental guards on the other side, kind of outside the room, well, I think it'd be good to assume that there were other fiery beings among them, including the dogs that you fought and all of that sort. So it would be a good way to have workers here without ever having to kind of need people. So you look around here and Dick, because we'll go from Dick's perspective because he got the highest. Dick Blood walks or takes a lap around this room, looking about, and you can see that through. How can I tie this back to cord? How can I tie this back to cord?
Let's
Fire is one of the most primal things in this world, right? But it's also led to some of the craziest inventions and kind of advancements. Magical fire by people who are bred from fire itself. This idea of like a fire giant being from potentially a plane of fire, and being native to that idea. This man had a whole ecosystem coming from this room, figuring out getting and receiving messages from different areas using the fire you can presume from the holes that's on there. This was also the fire that was largely leaking into his room, kind of powering his smithy and his other how do I say it? Daily activities, to say the least. And the fact that it was all tied to him means that there might not be much to gather physically from this area, um, because of that. If I do say so myself, but you in your mind, you get a mental image of this thing working at its at its full as just fire elementals, like continuously stoking like magical flames that that kind of bleed into the veins of the wall in a way. So like you notice that there's like a different sense of light, like it dimmed a little bit when things went out, as if it lost some of the power juicing the light in here. And so you saw as it once was and how it all went away in the snap of a finger, basically, by getting rid of him. It has like that burnt smell to it everywhere, as there are ashes and just debris and just signs of fire everywhere you look. And Dick's gonna be like, "Yeah, it was hot in here."
Uh, Dick is gonna be like on all fours, kind of like kind of doing like the wrestling pose,
Oh,
sort of like yeah, and he's gonna be like yeah, smell it, and um the crew. Yeah,
yeah.
there's fire, right?
Yep, that's
Give
fire.
give me a perception check with advantage as you do that. I love this game. I love this game so much. Meanwhile, James is over there and can't buy a good roll today at all. Are you flash a genius into failure? That's how we're looking. All right. Um, how do I put this? This corridor has, I wouldn't say this corridor, this kind of clearing, this hallway, this workstation this big ass warehouse of a room. Has another exit on the other side of it, of the way that you came in, so you can go even deeper, leaving Alsus to fend for herself, if you if you so wish. As you're down on all fours, smelling, just you pick up the scent. You're just like, Jaraz went down in that direction. You're sure of it. You've never been more sure of anything in your life. You can smell him. He was here approximately hour and a half ago.
Nick is gonna like tighten up his belt, and he's gonna take out his dagger. Then
A shoelace belt.
yeah, shoelace belt. Take out his dagger and be like, not even gonna like say it in a grunt, like.
Okay.
Are there any like writings on the wall or anywhere?
No, not here, not at all. It's just a lot of scorch marks at this point. There wouldn't have been a lot of um speaking or just means of communication that would have been needed in this room at all, considering they would have all been kind of segments of the same mind. So it would have been one.
Do all of the scorch marks go in one direction, if that makes sense?
Okay, so the scorch marks, as I said, they're like giant holes on the corners of like if this was like a rectangular room, because that's what it is. We're looking at more of a warehouse style kind of room than anything else. On the four corners are these big ass holes, and you would have had scorch marks going into those holes, as if there was something feeding the flame that was apparently coming out of it. And you also see like these holes kind of extend into the top of the wall, and uh as I said before, they were feeding into the veins of the wall, kind of light, giving extra light. You don't know what other implications that could mean, but you're just taking this at face value on what you think point A to point B means.
Okay.
So yeah, there wouldn't be no writing because there's no need to communicate.
So okay.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna keep going towards the other side.
absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you will just walk by this place. It would have been so much more interesting if you came here before you went to the, the other room, because it would have been fire on top of fire, plus fire times fire. It would have been the worst. It would have been the worst route. I'll just say that. It would have been the harder route. We would have had our near death for sure, because you had to fight everything at once. So it's just like, yeah, there's like at least like 8 fire elementals in here of various strength. So you guys make it through this fiery kind of wasteland of a place, and you continue walking through the exit, down the hallway further. The give me perception checks again.
D20.
9.
Okay. A lot of the fiery debris that would have been kind of coming from that hallway would have covered it up. But these humanoid tracks that you guys have kind of been shadowing as you've been going through this way. The only person who realizes this is Reinhardt. But midway through this hallway, the tracks stop. And they just stopped like dead in the middle of this hallway. And all of a sudden, there's nothing that compromises the path ahead of it, but you don't see it advancing any further.
It doesn't just gradually stop, it just stops. Like,
Yeah, it's like you could tell that there's an imprint in the floor that signals that the person stopped in place, but there's no sense of direction of where he went from there.
all right, so I'm gonna stop everyone and be like, James, you gotta be better at observation. Look, they've stopped.
What I missed?
What I think, he stopped right here, grew wings, and flew. How many directions are there?
From here, there are two. There's front and back.
He grew wings and went even farther. I think either something grabbed him or he flew away. Swear to God, look at these footsteps. They just stop.
Is that
Look.
Is that Reinhardt or Leviticus?
Thanks.
There's
He's only like one level smarter than Leviticus. All right, you should expect the same stuff.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So I don't think he's able to fly. I, I'm just
Nothing's
careful
Explain this.
observationist.
What happened here then?
What happened here then? Something. We'll get to that. I want you to firmly understand that this man cannot fly. If he did, he was lying to all of our faces when he said, and I quote, I can't fight. Fighting not my thing. I don't know a spell. I can't be taught a spell. We went over the fact that he has like 4 decks. Like,
Nah, I mean,
what?
he cannot fly. He could have very well been lying to us about everything else.
Somebody could have picked him up.
My second theory, but I am firmly believing he grew wings and just that way.
Zero.
Do you
Can
would
I-
you like to grow wings?
Can I look at like
I
the
would.
walls, investigate like where he is? I'm gonna look at the ceiling of this place. I want to see like if there's any like openings or maybe passages.
you can investigate. Yeah, sure.
Never mind.
Could I give him the help action or could I try myself?
Both of those would be welcomed.
Okay. I'll try myself.
This is just the worst.
I bet.
That's a little better.
It's a little better. It's a little better. Yeah, you start investigating the integrity of the surroundings. Specifically, I would say like we're talking like blocks, and you know how there's the cracks between the blocks. You're like investigating this one whole block, like all of it, the entirety of it. Doesn't seem to give or that anything was tampered with. Looks a-okay.
So how did he? Okay.
You could
This
think it.
Jiraz fellow. This Jiraz fellow. We let him in for one fucking day, and he's ransacked,
Just ready to just
ran amok, led us astray. We were flat out deceived. And to top it all off, he's gone with God knows what and gotten over this gap.
By flying.
Yeah, he flew. He flew. You cannot tell me that he did not fly. Look,
Oh, no, I believe
how
you.
else? What? He grabbed some of the giant's rope and just throw it across.
Oh,
No,
I believe you.
he stopped
Hold
right
on.
here. I'm gonna tell you, he stopped. Wah, and then
We could just do that. Tie some rope, throw it across.
how much rope? How much rope length did Dick pick up?
I'm going to send my
Oh,
dancing lights,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna like stack them. So like one would be like 30 feet, another one 90, and so on. until I get about 120 feet. For the farthest one is 120 feet. How much, like, what do we see at that point?
Oh,
Like, does it uncover anything else?
so it gets you to the end of this hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and it separates into two other places, so you don't really see anything. Yeah.
Mm.
I love this. I love this so much. James trying to figure out all of life right now.
I just
So
light a torch real quick and just like toss it down the gap to see how far down it goes.
Goes as far as you throw it.
and there's like a physical gap that separates us from one part to another, right?
I mean, it's like cracks on the street. It's an
Oh.
ongoing hallway. Nothing is separating you at all.
So we can walk
If you
down it then. There's none
yeah,
preventing us. So all
there's
right,
no
so I'm gonna go walk down to the fork in the road.
okay. Anybody going with him?
So
Okay. You guys make it to the fork. And I will remind you again that the ceilings here are very high. Just for the future, because we had a giant walking through here. So always have that image that it's really not congested. It's just maybe like narrow more than anything.
perfect places for people to fly.
Oh my god.
It actually would be a perfect place for people to fly. There's a story about me flying.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna, any evidence of footprints, dust not settling right.
So, no. It looks like there hasn't been footprints down in this direction really any time recently to leave any mark or trail. This isn't something you would need a check for. It's plainly obvious that your footprints are the only thing disturbing any debris or anything on the floor that would have been gathering here. You do know that it would have been gathered here for quite a long time, as there's like soot and just like things that are discoloring the walls and the ground around you, which is why it's so easy to see the footprints when they do arrive. Like it's not exactly like once you start looking for it, it's not hard to find them. So yeah, I will need Alsus to give me a perception check.
Eh.
Um, while you guys are very far from her.
Better not have a fucking flying giraffe. Yeah. That's him.
Okay. Uh,
Are you gonna say that I don't notice myself getting closer and closer to the portal? Is that what you're gonna say?
you're just through the portal now. That's just it. Your head, you blink and your head is through the portal. No, actually, you hear because you are honestly not too far from. You're closer to the middle corridor than everybody else is. You hear those big giant doors that you used to get in here? They're opening.
Dun dun dun.
Actually, I would say all of you guys give me perception checks for that. It is so
Is it
loud
loud
and
as fuck because it's
is
tall?
loud and necessary, and it requires a lot of precision. It will be
Perception checks. Oh my! Another natural 20. I have to complain. I have to boast. My perception checks have
Yeah.
been nothing but 19s and 20s. Just
yeah. I was gonna say that the DC would be a little higher for you guys because you're further away. But with a natural 20, which will count as 2 successes, and the 15, I will say you guys, someone will hear the giant heavy doors of the front entrance opening.
Ulcers. Go back. Because gonna go towards Ulcers.
yeah, we gotta fall back. We gotta go.
What's the immediate reaction for Alsus?
Do I I only hear the doors opening. I don't like foot.
Well, because the door is in the process of being opened, there's no footprints to really hear. You know your friends are somewhere on this floor. You know that for a fact. But you don't know where, and you guys did not communicate how far you were going, so you just know they're around somewhere.
Uh,
And to be honest, you don't even have context of whether it's them or not that's opening the door.
Yeah,
I'm a
in a panic.
I'm a sprint towards Alsis. Could I get to her?
Okay.
You know.
What's everybody else's kind of knee jerk kind of thought here?
I'm
How
still
fast?
standing in place, waiting to see if there's enemy or foe coming door. That will determine.
So you're waiting for what exactly? Well, I'll just say you're waiting.
Whatever I'm gonna see.
Okay.
Doorway.
Yeah.
Threshold.
Uh,
Yeah.
You got it. Reinhardt, Navi, James. What is the first immediate thought that your character would probably try to do hearing the
How
door?
fast is the door opening?
That's a good question.
That's a very
Yeah.
good question.
That's
That's
good.
You get
Took the
inspiration.
words out my
You get
mouth.
inspiration for that question, because it's very relevant to the situation.
Oh
It's
my god.
It's opening faster than when you open the door.
Oh shit.
That's not good.
Giant.
Gotta go.
Giant.
Got a black.
Yep. Gone. Heading back.
Heading back towards the middle.
Yep. Going right back towards
Heading-
where Alcis is.
Yeah,
Okay.
heading back towards where Alphys is, but I want to cast invisibility on myself.
Absolutely, you got it.
Can I just hit the ground and like before we get to the middle part? Can I just hit the ground where the stair or the front entrance is? Like it's stairs, right? The door and then stairs
Yeah.
down.
It's stairs to go. I'll say that as you are getting back to the middle, because there's a bit of whoever's opening this door has a head start on you, and it will take you longer than immediacy for you to get there. You see someone like walking down the stairs. The first one to do it, because they're the first one to say so, will be Dick, that got into the room. Plus he has higher movement speed than you guys, so it only makes sense. Dick, you're the first one to enter the middle corridor after the doors have opened, and you see Jiraz walk down the stairs.
He's gonna be like, Ross?
Oh, now I get to NPC it up. Yes. All right. It's been a little bit, yeah. Oh, Dick, yes. You're awake now. I didn't want to wake you up last time. Yeah. I'm here. We're gonna explore this place, right? We gotta find it.
Dick is gonna be like knuckle walking, like Tarzan.
This feels
Um,
like an
What's the aggression isn't what is going on? I'm confused.
Take me as a fool.
As a fool, we're on the same side. I'm not trying. What is this for? Is everybody okay?
All right. Are you okay?
I'm doing fine. I was doing fine. I just I did some exploring before you guys woke up. I couldn't sleep. It was very exciting, and I thought I'd figure it out.
No. Not us.
Huh? What? I actually didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
no.
you been exploring without us?
Well, you were sleeping. You had fought so much. I didn't fight much, so I figured I could, at the very least, wake up early and
Oh,
help out in my own way. Being that I'm not fighting, I'll let you guys regain all your health. We need you. You look strong. This is where Navi. This is where whoever else was rushing towards the center would be here at this point.
I would like to slow down
Uh-huh.
and walk very calmly up to where Jiraz is with my gun out and put it exactly where it would be if he turns his face. So when he turns his face next, it'll be right into the barrel of the gun.
You got it. Stealth check with advantage. Because you are invisible.
It'll be
But it
an
doesn't have-
actual flat stealth check now.
Oh, because you have
Because
disadvantage?
the armor I wear
Yeah,
has
okay.
disadvantage.
Yeah. So you do have advantage because you are invisible, but you still give off sound. Okay.
Nah. I'll leave it at 13.
Okay. While this is happening, this conversation, as this has gotten fun. Where did you want to be?
I wanted to walk up past everybody and be right in his face so that when he turns his head again, his head hits into the barrel of the gun.
You got it.
That's dope.
You have reached your destination. You are there.
What did you find out?
I'm gonna move up and I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, Jaras, we need to know.
First of all, he's very confused by the thing he cannot see. And then he sees you walk up, and like there was definitely be time before that he would acknowledge you in that session when he's just like, "Oh, good. Oh, the way Dick was responding, I thought something had happened to you guys. It's, whew. I'm very happy. So we're planning to explore. We're planning to go further in, right? We're planning to do more.
Where exactly have you explored already?
Well, I didn't get far. And I think at that point, like that's when he'd like try to turn his head and it'd go right into the gun. And he'd go, care to explain what's going on here?
You tell us, buddy.
My question exactly.
Wait, what was it, James?
Flick. My question exactly. I dropped the invisibility. I'll do this eye to eye so that you understand the severity of this situation. You're gone
Go for it.
anywhere in between the 8 hours that we were unconscious. You leave for 3-ish hours with shady-ish ties to whomever the fuck is out there on the other side. You leave and come back, and now you want to go again. Was there someone that you've seen in the middle of that? Was there somewhere that you've gone? I'd love an answer before I pull the trigger.
And to make sure he doesn't move his face to make any sudden movements, he goes, "I went to get us help." And as he says that, you hear the a bow and arrows being drawn the second you drop your invisibility from top the staircase. There are a bunch of, how to put, Claret Order members up top with arrows trained on Dick from the opening of the door.
Sees us?
Yeah, they see us.
He was in the path of the doorway, like right under the staircase. So James revealing himself there gives them line of sight of him. They see sign of aggression. They pull up. I went to get us some help.
So, help for what? Because from what I understand, we had everything under control.
We didn't know. I figured I'd make contact with my guys, and then they'd come help us.
Did you forget about the conversation we had?
I didn't forget. I'm just trying to do this. You guys were close to dying. The more people we have, the less chance that happens.
Oh, how nice of you.
Thank you. See, he understands.
He means that sarcastically.
You
I'll like push the gun
guys.
further into his face.
Guys, you can drop the arrows. I'm okay.
Do they?
They do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear because.
See? Just had some help.
For now.
For now. For now.
So I'm gonna look back towards how many. I'm now gonna turn my back around to like see how many people had arrows trained on me.
It's not like a big group. I would say that. You would look up and see 9 people up there. 8
It's
which
an
had
impressive number.
8 which had arrows trained on you, and 1 that looks starkly different from the rest. As in the middle of the group, kind of just observing the situation, you see a tiefling man, with a blood red axe over his shoulder, looking down,
Yeah.
waiting for this to play out. And on that, let's take our 10-minute break.
I need to have words with you, good sir.
As you lay eyes on Mordai.
Mordai.
Okay.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta get some water. Need some water.
I need a little something, something. Ooh, that mother. Ooh.
Are you?
And we're live.
Are we live? Are we on the internet? Is that how you say this?
We're on
Is
the
that how
enters.
we're on the inter? Yo, Critical Role got stopped playing with me, bro. They just had another show in theaters, but it wasn't in the city. So they're really discriminating. They really hate minorities. Yeah, I said it. Critical Role hates minorities. Welcome back, everybody.
Shit, what did I just hear?
Nah, I love, I denounce racism and I stand with my. and that Kanye is how you buy yourself time for people who saw the Dave Chappelle monologue on SNL. That shit was kind of fire.
I haven't
I'll hold
seen
you.
it yet.
It's pretty
Ah,
funny. It's pretty funny and it's very bit misguided, but very funny.
in House of the Dragon.
That Hot D, everybody seen that Hot D?
That
Very fun.
was I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty fantastic. One of the better first seasons of a show I could remember, being honest. But yeah, we're back, and an NPC has entered the building. Someone I've been,
What was that? Number?
and yeah, someone I've been waiting to introduce in person for a while here in this game, as he was conceptualized at the very beginning of this campaign. So it's the fact that he's finally on screen is fun. As we go right back into that moment of James staring up to see what was looking down back at him. Your gun, I believe you put away.
Put away.
And you see Jiraz is like, is everybody cool? Everybody's okay. Everybody's fine.
Who are you? Who are you, sir?
He's pretty far up, so you could see like him and the blood delegation start to start to walk down the stairs together in a what would only be described as a badass pose coming downstairs, because that's what in my mind it's really badass. You guys could interpret it however you want. I know it's fine. And as he descends from the stairs, his body language giving off that of someone who is extremely relaxed. Comes down, he's just like, well, I have been able to pin down what kind of voice I want to do for my boy. Is like, Nez Mordai. Told you and your friends would be helping us to potentially extract a very important item.
And what item is that?
Our mutual friend here didn't give any specifics. As he kind of looks over at him like, fuck this guy. Oh yeah, he looks over at him like, I wish I had the specifics too, kind of thing. You have that in common. As you could tell immediately that Jiraz is giving him the same spiel. It's here. It's here. It's potentially a vestige. And like that's been his whole selling point. It's potentially a vestige. And yeah, he's like, he was told that you guys were having a bit of an issue, called us in to help out. Figured we could investigate a little bit. Assume there's no issue with that.
Oh no, that is the issue. Unfortunately, let's okay. Let's play this forward for a second, just so we could save each other some time, and I could do this in a way that seems more respectful. Because you seem like a man of importance, given that so I cocked my head to the side to look at his bloodstained axe. Got a little something on you. But let's play this forward. We go, say it's a vestige. We find it. Congratulations. Everybody wins. We're also looking for that. It's coming with us.
He takes a quick glance over at Jiraz and looks back at you. He's like, I was under the impression that there were people you wanted to keep this vestige away from. So why does it matter who it goes with as long as it's not with those people?
What are your intentions for it?
Keep it safe. What are your intentions for it?
Keep it safe.
So here we are, like-minded people coming in to keep everybody safe. That much we could agree with, right?
We do mean everybody.
What does that mean? I'm afraid he like looks around at everybody. He's like, a bit of hesitation. Seems to be the issue.
Man, I'm kind of doing this for money, but I mean, yeah, sure, I can get with that.
Look,
Does it include?
how forward do you want to be?
Ah, I ain't gonna speak for the man. I ain't in the declared order.
That is true. He looks around. He's like, I was told you found some pretty interesting things down here. Draws mentioned something about a portal. Can you take me to it?
Sure.
I appreciate that.
That's exactly where we were going right now before we were mildly interrupted.
Well then, that's great. Let's just take a walk. Lead the way. And Jiraz doesn't know if it's okay for him to move yet. He's gonna just hear like he begins to like inch towards like walking towards the place. And you see Mordai and his people kind of like walking in unison. Just looking around. He doesn't look very, very, I guess, he doesn't give off any body language that would say that he's impressed or not by anything that's going on here. He seems very mellow and leveled.
That's bugging me. You want to know why that's bugging me?
Why?
Every time we hear about vestiges, the wielder has their mind messed up, and he looks pretty good. He looks sane, and he's holding one.
I'm not messed up. I'm a vestige.
Shh. Good. I mean, the bad ones, from the evil gods. Yeah,
The betrayer.
I and he seems good. Why is that?
Yep.
Yep. No check. Just
I mean, if you want to do a check on it, you know what? Let's start with let's give you an insight check to see if what he's given off is what you're reading, or if you're reading between the lines.
Vibe check. Vibe check.
It's definitely.
Please,
I think this guy would warrant a vibe check.
Simple. He's just built different.
Bro, he just built different, bro.
You want everybody to do an insight?
I mean, James is the only one that seems bothered by it.
I'm just saying, is everybody picking up on that same speed, or is that just a James thing? Are we? I mean, you can all make insight checks if you want. Go for it.
And he's just built different.
He just built
Oh.
different. You can choose to or choose not to. It doesn't matter to me. Go for
I'm
it.
an insight to see how built different he is.
24.
come on.
16.
Yeah.
But,
What's up?
I want to know him a little,
What the fuck?
and then how to do
You want to do what? What did you just say? You said a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did he say?
I want to go up to him and then sort of like sniff at him, like, and
Oh,
then
you
do
want
like a.
you want to smell him? So perception check.
Oh, okay.
I hope you don't get.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh,
He smelled like he's built different.
Oh,
Okay.
it's different. Okay.
For Reinhardt, you are looking at this guy, and you are. It is a bit odd for him to be so calm, considering it, but you also have no context for who this man is. So to you, it's just like, well, he might actually just be built different.
It's just
He
a
might,
beast, man. Like
yeah. He's like
instant fan.
you recall yourself getting into situations where other people were panicked and you were not, and you're just like, wow, they probably thought you were built different, even though yours is more overt. Then there's this Navi on that 24. He is giving off this cool, calm, kind of just collected thought process, even keeled. But there's an undertone with every word he speaks that you pick up on. Is just like, you think every word is, and maybe we all figured this out like out of game, but in game, you figure out that there is a threat under every word that he says. And though he gives off that calm disposition, there is a desire for other things that are not so calm there. But with that 24, you do know that he is very good at holding that position, at just being there and stopping himself. There's a lot of self-control, which definitely tells you you're not dealing with the same type of person, considering how not in control Cal Thrin has been under the influence of his. There's a different mental constitution to this man.
Does it seem? Would I be able to pull out if he's like on the brink, and that he could lose it at any time, or
No,
is it a
no.
stronghold?
I think you figure the opposite. Is he's not trying to break it. He's not trying to fight it.
So it's just.
And that's the difference. That's why that's why he can be calmer, because he's going with it.
Can I tell like the reason why?
Reason why? What
What,
exactly?
like so?
Complete that.
So can I tell? Can I figure out why or how
His motivations are like.
how he is able to do that?
Go with it.
Yeah, just go with it as if it's just natural to him.
Oh, because that one's very simple. You're dealing with a very different natured person than Cal Thrin. From what you've figured out, which is I think Cal would be your only reference point for this, is that Cal in his natural nature is a good person, who did a lot of good before his mind got bobbled and fucked up.
So
For someone to go with it, it means that without the influence, he'd likely be exactly the same way.
so like their alignments align pretty much.
They are one and the same. They are very compatible in that sense. So it's harder to figure out overt times when one is taking over the other.
He is actually built different.
He's actually just evil. He's actually just evil. There's nothing, no nuance to that. He's just fucking evil. Yeah, so that's what you pick up from just the small exchange of what he's saying as he's walking with the almost a bit of carefreeness, which is it's like, that doesn't make you feel good that he's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, as he's walking down seeing all this, he's just like, so a giant was here, right? Kind of thing.
So beside the mace that he has on his back, is there anything else that's on him?
Yeah, he got he's wearing, I'll put it very similar to Cassandra when you saw her for the first time.
Mm.
Decked out in magical items. Every from his armor to like accessories, he got the shits. Um, he has like pockets and stuff that you could see, like pouches and things like that. He has stuff on him. Like it's not like he's come prepared to do stuff, basically. Uh, but yeah, he seems pretty even. He's just walking, just having a good time. I'd say in the midst of this, you guys make it to the room where Alsus sees everybody walk into the room at the same time. As for the first time, you see this tiefling man flanked by men wearing, well, men and women wearing the blood stain, like the emblem of the Claret Order. Walking alongside your friends who visibly are not comfortable with this. And Jiraz is there too.
I'm just looking at your eyes like, hi.
He's in an awkward spot too. He's like, I almost died. He's genuinely confused.
Who hasn't?
You
They ain't over yet. I'm sorry. I
Stop
coughed.
Stop threatening my
That,
NPCs.
that something caught my throat. My bad.
You guys all crowd into the room. As Mordai kind of takes a look around, kind of taking in what's going on, until he eventually gets fixated on where Alsus is staring into. He like walks up to and directs his like voice at Alsus. He's like, "Is this the portal?" He's talking to you.
Maybe just talking to himself. I don't know. Looks like it.
I heard you guys were a bit hesitant to step through.
Don't know what might happen.
It's a good thing you called us in then. And he looks back to one of the Claret Order. He's like, "You step through." And without hesitation, the person just walks through the portal. When that happens, Alsus, you get a feeling from that portal as if you're kind of like tethered to it at the moment. So I think it becomes quite obvious if anybody goes through that portal, you would know at this point. So you get that feeling when the entity like goes to the other side, and the portal doesn't close; it stays open. As the
But I
person
know that they're on the other side.
you know they went through the portal.
Okay.
He looks back at another one. He's like, get into communication with him, make sure everything's okay, figure out what he sees. You see a person like setting up like a scrying kind of station to figure things out, and he's just like, in due time, we'll figure out exactly what's on the other side of that portal. Everything will be okay. Figure out where to take this from here. I feel like he looks around at you for like the silence every time, just like, yeah.
Importance is never mind. I feel like a conspiracy theorist if I start talking again.
Well, if nobody's gonna do anything,
I'm just waiting.
I'm just waiting too, to be honest.
We've done our part. I want my money.
fair enough. Were you gonna say something, James?
There's nothing to say, really. If I roll better than what I did on that inside check, I'd be talking crazy. I'd be wilding right now.
That is
So
true.
is one of Mordai's people trying to get in contact with?
Yeah, he's setting up a
right now?
station to scry so he can kind of like spy and see where that other person is right now. But he's setting up, it's taking a few minutes to do. So at the moment, it's just this awkward, like silent everybody kind of just standing waiting. Mordai like hands in his pocket, just figuring it out. It's like,
Mordai, what are you thinking? Look into this flaming portal.
well, I'm thinking that I hope this isn't a waste of my time.
Hmm.
What were you thinking about when you were looking at it?
Why it doesn't close when I threw a rock at it? Probably like more than 8 hours ago.
Well, quite simply put, you know, maybe it needs something more to close. Maybe we could
That's
figure
what
that
I'm.
out.
That's what I'm afraid of.
The person sets up the scrying. Does the you can see like very very stereotypical like crystal orb kind of. Let's look in and see what we see.
Even better, it's like robes, right? Ooh.
Also, when the person would have stepped into the portal with no hesitation, what would have been your first thought?
As the person stepping through,
Yeah.
I hope they're okay.
Okay. Um, the person looks up from the scribe confused. And he says, Mordai, he seems to be back at camp. Well, that's very interesting. Hmm.
Do we hear that? Obviously.
Yeah, no, they're talking straight out. There's not like a whisper or anything. They don't
Do
conceal anything.
like since he's scrying, is it actually like they're back at camp, or does the individual think
So you
they're
don't
back
see
at camp?
you don't see the image of like what they see, but the guy is like, no, he's just back at camp. He's walking around camp with everybody else. He looks confused. Well, that is quite the situation. Hmm.
Who else wants to go through the portal?
So just for reference sake, he now has at the moment 7 people with him, so it's him plus 7, and he sends another one through the portal. Alcis, what's the first thing you think of when this next person walks through the portal?
They're gonna be back at camp.
What happened?
Are they gonna be back at camp?
Okay. The guy sets up the scribe for the next one. Sir, he's also back at camp.
Portal to your camp.
It'd be quite the interesting turn of events if that was the case. And like as he turns
Wait,
around to look at you,
at
as he turns around to look at you, Dick, as this is the first time you've spoken to him, cocks his head a little bit at you. Quite the situation indeed. Well, would anybody else like to? Any ideas? We have people who have any hypotheses for what this might be. There's no reason for it to go to my camp. Doesn't make
how
any
far
sense.
away is your camp? If you want to reveal the information, you don't have.
I'm afraid you know I cannot say that.
That's okay. I'm just
Okay. Let's work this out. Who was the person to discover the portal?
that a rhetorical question?
No.
Jiraz will go. He just points at Alice. She was.
Okay.
Fucking dry snitching.
Anyone can stop me as I'm going to piece this together. I would like to piece this together.
Do what you want.
Fuck it. Do
Is there a check
you?
for me to piece this together, or could I just out and out say what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking right now? Do I have all the answers?
I don't think you do. I don't know if you. It depends on if Alsus is communicating anything about
Yeah.
like what she's thinking when she's doing this. Because if she's not saying anything, then you would have no idea why they're going to that camp. Like that doesn't make any sense.
The only thing that I would say James has is that no one would have known about this portal if it was for Alsus.
Okay.
That means something.
Give me an Arcana check then. Let's see where we land on this.
Almost a 14 on the die, but it turned to a 4. I will flash a genius anyway because I'm tired of this.
You was
Okay, yeah.
getting like your ass handed to you by.
This doesn't usually happen. Usually you get what I thought this was going to be the one where it's just like answer the calls.
Like-
It's like law of averages. Things have been very bad. Just above 10 and we would have been okay.
Like my best check. Oh, sure.
What is
That's wild.
17? You think that like Alsus has something to do with this? I'll give you that train of thought. They give you something to sniff around about. That Alsus is responsible in some way, shape, or form, being that she's the one that is kind of connected with this portal so far.
Yeah. Who was the person to bring up the portal? It was Alsus.
It was her, Your Honor.
Okay. So, and then is the rug the gate, the thing still flipped?
Did you
I
guys
assume
The
that's
rug
the same
over
room.
covering the hatch or something?
did you guys
Do
cover
we
it?
recover the hatch?
I need you guys to make that decision right now. Anybody.
I say we did. I say we did.
Look.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
a lot more reasons to cover it than to not. So
Agreed. So it's covered. They do not have any information about the stairs that go down.
Oh.
So it would be like as if the train of thought pauses. I want that pause to be held in.
Well, actually, I would say I think it's safe to assume that they would know about it because Jiraz is a snitch. So he would have said everything that you guys had saw.
In here, but was he with us for when we went downstairs?
He was not with you to go
No.
downstairs. No.
Because he was long gone.
So he would know nothing about the door that you saw. He would just know that there's an opening.
Okay. So yeah, I want that pause to be in, and then I say, she's worthy. That must mean something.
Okay.
And
There was a purple flame. It told me to fire at it. I blew fire. It opened a portal, and I don't know where it goes. And apparently, it seems to go to the camp, but I don't believe it. Maybe it's a deterrent. Or actually, maybe you're onto something, Jay. For those who are on.
Okay. You see Mordai taking all this in, and like he's gonna go up to Alsus, and he's gonna be like, "Young lady, what has your experience been with the portal been so far? Tell me anything you know."
I fall backwards into the portal.
Say that. You said that math fast. Can you say that one more time?
I fall backwards into the portal.
And what's your first thought when you go into the portal?
I'm sorry.
Where do you want to be right now?
Fuck. Oh wow, I'm so mad. Back at the church for getting the name of so bad with John Marshall. Trial Forge.
Okay. You fall back into the portal. And Mordai goes, "What?" He's just like he tries to like grab you, like as you're going in, and he misses you. You fall into the portal. It zips you in, and the portal closes behind you. You open your eyes, and you're in your bunk bed that you were in the trial forge while you stood there, as you are back in Zadash. As the rest of you are still in this room. The portrait has returned back to its original form. It is not the vortex of fiery flame that was enlarged to fit humanoids within. It is back to this abstract like passerby of different colors of flames. A lot of natural with the purple flame peeking in every so often as it retreats back to its normal size. As Mordai, still looking at his hand, missing her, looks back at you all. What just happened?
Your guess is as good as ours. Did you do something?
I try to save your friend from making a big mistake. Still trying to figure out what that portal was. Looks back at the guy, scrying. Find out where she is. Alsus, I need you to make a
I
wisdom
don't.
saving throw. Make a wisdom
Huh?
saving throw, Alsus. Wisdom saving throw.
Sorry. I hear.
God damn it! I didn't speak fast enough.
17.
Okay. Cool. Were you gonna say something?
I was. I don't think you should do that.
Uh, as you say that, it takes a few minutes, and the guy is looking into his scrying ball, and he's just like, "Sir, she's resisting our attempt to contact. Looks like the little lady doesn't want to be found." Well, at least we still have this portal.
You said it's a portrait again,
It's a portrait again, yeah.
but
They
not
reverted.
like flames.
It's the portrait of the flames that's like revolving like it was
Oh,
before.
okay.
Because after a while, it just turned into solid purple flames, which is what you were staring at the whole time. And Mordai looks back. He's like, "Scry on our people again, and see if she's with them. Because if she's not, it means that this portal has multiple destinations.
While this is happening,
You guys could do whatever you want while this is happening."
does
Yeah.
Mordai have a dragonborn with him?
No Dragonborns, but no.
Okay. Then I'd like to make an internal thought. I'm gonna address this to the crowd because I've been thinking about this for a moment. Alsis was worthy. No one else was worthy. Dragonborn coincidence or not?
Maybe, maybe not, because at some point one of the fire giants was.
At one point.
So it means that multiple, I guess, races could be. I think if it's going to do that, it has to determine it on a different level. And when you think about it, Alcis is probably the least alignment compromised than the rest of us.
That's hilarious.
So then,
Coming from him.
by that logic, since also out of game, all these thoughts are out of game.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want to
that's-
reveal this information
Oh,
in any way, shape, or form.
it would be
before I
hilarious
continue
if you
this. Yeah, before I continue the statement, she has a vestige. I would think
don't say
Mordai would
that.
then be the next most worthy in the room.
But
Since
so again, I think it. So I was thinking that too. I think it's alignment based because even though he does have a vestige, it didn't open back up or stay open for him.
Did
Back
no
in-
one
Back in game.
did no one hear what I said earlier?
No, you keep cutting out.
Okay, what I said earlier was when I was fast explaining to Mordai, I don't know. It was a purple flame. I shot at it, and then this happened.
Okay.
That's
a
what I
very,
said.
Very Alsis way to explain it. Give no one, not tell you exactly what happened without giving you any information at all about what happened. Perfect and might be a good thing in this situation, considering. Back in game. The Scry Man. Sir, she's not with our people. Wherever it took her somewhere else. Moira takes a hard look at that painting. That portrait. The swirling fires of different colors. What did she do to that? Did she interact with it in any way?
No one paid attention to what I was doing, right? Which is hilarious.
Jiraz. Who was doing nothing else at this time. She was interacting with it, and you shot fire into it, correct? That's what happened. And he says that he's like, she used her fire breath and expanded the entirety of the portal.
He
The
saw
reason
it.
why he was in the room with you guys.
I mean, everyone was off doing their own. Hilarious.
He really wasn't. He was like general investigating. But I think if you shot fire at something, everyone would be in notice in the room. Like I don't think that's something that would be like concealed. Not like he went.
Well, I don't know about James. He was too busy.
James might be the only one. Other side of the room, very involved work. he might be the only one that might have missed it. But you guys definitely.
I think I missed it too because wasn't I looking into like the journals and shit?
You
like
guys,
that?
You are, yeah.
all of you guys were
I
doing
didn't miss it.
something.
I definitely missed it.
And you guys would have never spoken about it at all.
Like
No,
not
'cause
really,
I-
that's what I'm
'cause-
saying.
Okay. If you guys think you wouldn't have mentioned it to each other, then I guess we're just left with the people who actually saw it.
Because I'm trying to remember, because I just kept staring at it, and I was like,
Yeah, you were trying to fuck with it, and you saw fire, you shot fire, and it worked. You were just like, so what's
It's so funny. This is the thing I've been thinking this whole session. How much do I know about this event that I know about? Like me out of game, I know what happened. I felt like I was there.
Yeah,
I was in the room and I was present. I don't remember whether or not if I turned myself from what I was doing to actually interact with it.
I was under the assumption that because you guys are alone in the room, that we're dealing with perfect information.
oh.
That's my assumption. Like, why would you? There's no reason to hide that.
True.
Oh, yeah, it would be obvious.
Yeah, it would be obvious, and to be like, "Hey, look what I did. This is what I'm doing." Especially if you're trying to figure it out. There are people, especially the people who were distracted at the time. You'd be like, "Hey, look at what I did. Can you make any sense out of it?" I feel like these are reasonable things to assume that
Yeah,
happened.
because my first question would have been like, "What did you do?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Okay.
there
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
been a
Okay. Cool.
conversation here. We have to at least have that because
In our
Yeah.
memory.
yeah, it's fun. No, we've took a lot of weeks off. It's totally reasonable that we're not completely on the same page of information. It's fine.
Yeah, because I was just staring at a fucking ball of fire.
You were, and Mordai says, "Fire." Fire opened it. Yeah, fire. That's what opened before. He's gonna go do an experiment real quick.
Oh my god.
as he's gonna take a torch and like light it on fire and throw it at the portrait. And as he does that, the it bounces off the portrait, hits the floor, and nothing happened. So regular fire doesn't get it done. Magical fire, potentially. He steps back a little bit, points at the portrait, and like from himself, like a sear of fire, because he's a tiefling man. Come,
And take a few steps back as he starts the
Yeah.
ignition.
he's
Because
absolutely going to ask you guys to clear out. He's not trying to hit you.
I'm like, oh no.
As like a magical fire, kind of goes into the portrait, and still nothing happens.
The sword that I picked up from the giant, that doesn't have like any fired stuff on it, right? It's just a regular sword.
It's just a regular sword. That guy was a warrior. He was just gonna bludgeon you guys to death. Then he says, maybe it's not magical enough. And for the first time, pulls the mace off of his back. And like he kind of rips into it, almost like clawing into it. And you see the blood red part of it kind of ignite on fire as he rips it. And this like raging flame comes off of it. Points the mace at it, and the fire goes into the portrait. And as it's going, this like reddish, like typical fire goes into the portrait. As it hits the portrait, all of the fire on the mace turns purple. And it feeds and sucks it up like a vacuum, and you can see the portrait begin to expand again. There. Puts the mace back on his back as you guys are staring into the solid purple fire portrait that was once open. Anything?
I'm gonna give him a round of applause first. Like,
How far am I from Navi?
How far do you want to be from Navi?
I want to be right next to him.
You're right next to him.
I'm going to peer over. I'm going to try to do this as silently as possible. I'm going to peer over. I'm going to say, try for his mind. I'm going to whisper, try for his mind.
All right.
As you're doing that, he's looking and he's like, that girl was trying to figure something out about this portal. So he's like kind of following your footsteps, like he's trying to focus on it to see if he could figure something out about it. He's like,
so right now he's speaking what he's thinking. So I'm not going to do it yet.
Yeah, no, he is completely like everything is like an external thought, as if he's announcing everything that he's doing to you, and it feels very purposeful. It feels very deliberate.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm just going to lean back. I'm like, let's just listen for now. once we if we get to that point, I definitely will.
I'm gonna nod.
What are I guess everybody's just around for the ride. And he is going to stand and look directly into like this fire. As I will mention, when the fire turned purple on his mace, he did react to that. It's the first strong reaction you had from him all like since you've seen him. He's very surprised. That's never happened before. It's very clear. But that has never happened to his fire before. So he's just like, oh, that's a interesting little thing to happen. And I think you guys can see on his face the moment where the portrait is giving him a vibe. where the portrait is like kind of feeling him closer. He's just like, oh, well, that's interesting.
And what's that?
It really wants me to walk through.
Why don't you?
Because I got people that could do that for me. And call somebody else for it. He's like, go through that portal and see where you land. The person walks through the portal. Alsus, you're in the trial forge. You have woken up in your bed. You never went unconscious, but you like jolt yourself awake in your bed as like it's the middle of yeah, and it's the middle of the day, so nobody here is in the dorms. So everyone's kind of active. You hear the normal fare of the trial forge outside of you. I assume you're gonna just get up and walk out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go immediately find a Darn Marshal. What's his actual name again? I keep forgetting.
Groon is his name.
I am Groon.
Groon. Earthbreaker Groon is his name.
I go try to find him. I first go to like that sand pit area.
Yeah.
Meditating.
He's there. He's absolutely there. Sitting there like close fisted, just like meditating as always. Just this big, fucking huge person.
That he knows there.
What you could? Yeah, he knows you're here.
I know that he knows they're there, but I'm gonna just jump down there, lotus position, just lotus position, just sit next to him, and just be like, "Oh hi."
I didn't expect you to be returning to us so soon. I thought you had something to take care of.
What was that?
I thought you had something to take care of.
I did. I didn't expect to be here either. I really thought I was gonna be back home, but I knew I couldn't. I ended up here. So I give him the rundown of what happened, starting from because I trust this man. I guess the fight with the giant up until I just go whoop backwards into the portal. Including the 8 hours that I stood staring the fucking flames.
He looks a bit like not he's just always blank expression with him for the most part, but he's like you can tell he's listening intently. And while you're like finishing it, like right next to you, one of the Claret Order members pops into the room with you guys. And he looks around confused. Back at our room, Mordai.
I knew I should have said it.
Find out where he went. I want to see where he is.
To say, I think
as back in the trial forge, as soon as that person enters the space, as fast as you've ever seen a human move, Groon like pops up from his position and like just straight up strangles the guy with one hand and holds him up. What are you doing trespassing? And you see him go, And he's just like, boom. He smashes his head on his, and he
Yes.
will get answers from you when you wake up.
Look at Goon.
Vanessa.
Oh my god! I look at Goon. I'm like, I think we're in danger.
And like you see Vanessa slide into the room. Oh my god! It seems like we have a few visitors. Hi, Alsus. Hey, oh my, who is this guy? He's dirty. All right. Well, prep him for questions. And prep our defenses. And and he goes, "You got it." And she like puts him over his shoulder, like one hand, no problem. Jumps out of the pit and runs away. And back at our room, the scry is complete. I have Morda. I have a communication on him. He's unconscious. Looks to be injured. I can't really make out where he is at the moment. But he's like looking into it. They've already put him in a cell. Then I think I know where we have to go.
And where's that exactly?
Find our guy. He's been taken prisoner, and we have to go help him.
But you sound like you already know where you're going.
Might be a good time to go test the hypothesis that I have. Everybody will leave in here. Let's go figure out where this trail ends up.
I think not. How about we use the scientific method this time? As a show of faith. You're worthy now. So send me where you sent him. Got it?
Got it.
Walk through the portal.
James. When you reach the other side of the portal and you look up, you're standing over an unconscious Claret Order member next to him in a cell. You don't know where you're at. But you know he sent you where he was, where the guy went.
I said, good. At least that part of my hypothesis is working. He's still unconscious.
Very much so.
Thieves' tools from
Yes, sir.
Thieves' tools. I'm out. Leave. And I close it and relock it on the way back out as I'm standing on the outside.
Thieves' tools. Okay. So you were thieves' tooling to get out of there.
I have these tools to get out of there, and I want to do it again after to lock it so that
Okay.
so the guy doesn't get away.
Yeah, you got it. You do. It takes you a little bit, and you see that you're like in a secluded kind of basement area, very small. Things you could deduce is just like this isn't like a prison or anything, or this would be much bigger. If that was the case, wherever you are, it's somewhere not like legal in that sense. You also, if your hypothesis was that you thought that he was able to send you exactly that place, I assume that stretches to the idea that you thought you pretty clearly thought that he was sending him after her.
I know he was going somewhere.
It becomes very clear. It becomes very clear that's the case as you get up the stairs, and the first thing you're met with is a monk in A tiefling monk.
James never went into a trial forge, right? Ever?
He never he got you guys have all been in there at a certain
Yeah,
point.
I've been to the trial
Yeah,
forge, but I
yeah.
never went in the trial forge.
You get upstairs, and while there's no guards watching this building, there is somebody there. A young teenage tiefling monk. Looks over at you and he
Who I
goes,
think it is?
it is also Izzy. It is exactly who you think it is. Hey,
What,
who the hell are you? Where do you come out? And he gets directly into stances.
Raise
love
a
that
finger.
kid.
Hello, hi. I do not mean to startle you. I am James Grundlewald, world's greatest bounty hunter, and I have a scoop for all of you. We are all in grave fucking danger. Where is Alsa's Hielo, and where is she right now?
He gets defensive. What do you want with Alsus?
I want to rejoin. No, you have no context. I'm sorry. I like loosen up because I said that really tight and sternly.
Yeah, and he is reciprocating that tight feeling as like he's getting deeper and deeper into his stance, and you see like there's steam coming off of his hands, and he's just like, you have a couple of seconds to explain yourself.
We were in a room that was the room of a giant. There's a portrait that also was looking at.
Your seconds are over.
Flame.
And he rushes you directly and just throws a punch. And as the hand is in the air, like you could see as he's going through the air, it completely ignites in fire out of nowhere as he tries to deck you. Just 17 to hit.
With my armor class where it is right now, that's a miss.
As like he definitely he was aiming. He was headhunting right there. He's just like,
okay.
Yeah.
If this is your reaction, because I dodged the punch the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If this is your reaction, if you believe that I'm an enemy, continue. I put my arms out. Go ahead. And I close my eye.
And you just accept what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knocks you clean unconscious. He doesn't stop. He keeps hitting you. You make observations that his hands turn into different elements every time he throws a strike at you. There's a left hand made of fire, a right hand of ice, a headbutt of lightning, an acidic slap to your kidney area.
Like through one of those punches, I'm going to say portal went through Alsace.
And as you do that, you fall slumped as he wasn't trying to kill you. But no one's here to see it, but it's just like you can see Valor just like dragging him, just dragging him through the courtyard. It's just like, I got another one. There's more of them. And as he says that, you Alsace, who you are kind of with Vanessa at the moment, I assume just trying to stuff is happening. This is bad. That guy, he was there. You see your tiefling friend carrying, like dragging a very, very beat up James. Got another one. He's with the last guy.
I run over. Valor, what did you do?
He's an intruder.
Hold up. Oh my god, Vanessa. Pick up. I'm like, what? Valor, you did that.
Back at our room.
Oh my god.
James and Alsace are not in the room with you guys. Mordai, make sure make sure our friend made it to his desired destination as he looks back at that same scrying guy.
I'm gonna do something very stupid, guys.
Oh,
Why don't you
Uh,
tell him?
well,
Why don't you tell him yourself? I'm gonna command him, and I am going to say follow and point to the portal. And and I'm giving him a 2 from my portent.
We didn't re-roll portents for the day, did we?
I did at the beginning.
Did you?
It was my
Okay.
first. It was my first roll. I got a 2 and an 18.
Oh, this is gonna be lovely then.
wait a minute.
Oh,
No. James, you used Thieves' Tool to open that cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I locked it. I said I used it
Yep.
once,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
once to enter, and another to lock it again.
Okay. I didn't hear.
Oh my gosh. This is I'm so happy.
Wait for the content, right?
I'm
For
so
the
so
content,
happy.
baby.
I'm so happy.
Oh God, I don't like.
Oh God, this is gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna be
Mordai,
bad.
on your command, walks into the portal.
Fuck yeah.
And while nobody here is in the room, on the other side of the portal, he stands in a cell in the trial forge, next to his person, looking down. Back at our room, the 6 remaining people, actually we 5, the 5 remaining people in the room with Dick, Reinhardt, and Navi draw their arms.
So I'm just gonna say, whoa. Scryer, where is he?
Ready to go. They look to the scryer. Scryer cancels his first order to look for James and immediately begins start looking for his leader, buying you some time before the scry goes off for you 3 in the room, as there are heavily armed men here looking for an excuse to draw arms with you. At the end of these few minutes, he looks up. Mordai's okay. He made it there.
I'll be right back. That's something really important. My bad.
Oh, we're about to end anyway. He made it there. He's okay. And you just hear like a random person. He's like, this low life decided to cast magic on our leader. We're just gonna let that go. And they begin to draw arms at you. But you have the confirmation that it worked. He's there.
And the portal's shut, right?
The portal, and as the portal shuts behind him, you're in this room, separated, cities apart. And we'll pick this up next week.
What? Say that again? What?
You died.
What? I knew it. Irrigation. I knew it.
Oh, yes.
Let's do this.
Yes. So, that ended. I will say this, that portal gave me everything I wanted out of it. I figured it'd be so funny the second you figured out what it did. I figured it'd be so funny. But as it currently stands, Dick, Reinhardt, and Navi are up against 5 members of the Claret Order, while James, who is currently at 0 hit points and unconscious, because he took all that damage, he's at 0 hit points, is currently knocked out in the trial forge, which honestly might be the safest place to be knocked out at, considering all the hands that are about to fly the second Mordai reveals himself in the middle of the Trial Forge, considering there is a specific little changeling that has been hiding out in the Trial Forge for Sanctuary this whole fucking time. So that'll be it for this. Next time we'll see the consequences of this, and I am so unbelievably excited to see what's going on, because in D&D, haven't seen anything like this before. We're treading a new territory. This is very, very distant kind of counterparts to each other, and we'll see what we can do to close the distance next session. So thank you so much for hanging around with us tonight. It's good to be back in the swing. I am ecstatic about it.